What? How y'all doing? I have a problem. It's a storage problem, which is a tale as old as time. And today, I'm gonna try and remedy it. I'm starting it. I'm taking the first steps to fixing a problem. Because it could realistically take years. My storage problem has come from years and years and years and years and years of digital hoarding. Now, most people probably didn't hoard as much as I did, capture as much as I did, photos, videos, audio, that kind of stuff. And then by the time, cloud storage became a thing, they went that route. And so most people probably still have a lot of their stuff. I don't like cloud storage. I never have. I don't like the idea of trusting another company with my stuff. It just seems kind of weird, paying someone else to do what I should be willing to do myself. I am setting myself up for a fall. I have a lot of data. A lot of data. And I'm holding back these days, but in the house, there's a tray, a drawer, and it is loaded with hard drives. It's not all of my data, not even close, right? But I've got probably somewhere between 30 and 50 teras just sat in that house of misc. You know how it is, You get all this stuff and you just dump it into a file, and then you want to dump it into another file, and the misc file is I think that's one that everyone knows. Now, I had tried to remedy this before, a long time ago. The original plan involved hang on, have a bit of a mission getting through here. Are we? I don't believe you. Oh, mate. It seems like my physical life is just as disorganised as my digital life. It's, yeah. You're not going to get a cracking view, but a project I started working on years ago that's had an unfortunate end. And it didn't end with completion. This is a server cabinet for anyone that doesn't know. Oh, mate. See this tape? Oh, I can't show you inside it. Okay, so the untimely end was basically we had to get some work done, and the roof needed to be pulled down, and this had to be moved, and it had to be moved quick. And the folks we had come down to help. They're a removal company. They come down short notice, very short notice, understaffed. Bless them, doing me a huge favour, and they managed to take it. Right, and that was great. That was really nice of them. When it came to getting it back, they had an accident, and it got dropped, and the cabinet got bent out of shape, and just, yeah, you can see it's a bit unloved. But this was my old storage solution, a Dell PowerEdge 2950, and a couple of power vaults. I don't know where the front to this power vault has gone, the bottom one. So this one is for 3.5 inch drives, and there's just a full tray that you populate with drives in here. And then down here, this one's for 2.5s, and this is my mate Scrivs' server, which is an HP something, I don't remember the model. What is it? An HP Poliant DL380G5. These are old motherfuckers, but they were just going to be for storage and labbing, right? As I say though, the cabinet got dropped, and I've not been able to do anything with them since. This is what we're aiming to replace. But I love this rack. One day I would like to have the door repaired, and get it all back up and running again. It's not efficient these days, but I loved it. That was a great project me and Scribs worked on. It was really, really, really fun sourcing all this hardware and putting it all together. Just glad no one got hurt when it hit the floor, because this thing was heavy. J-Bod was the way. Just a bunch of discs. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I used to span all my data on DVDs back in the day. I was CDs first, then DVDs, and the trouble is with burnt DVDs and all that, they fail out of the blue. And when one in a series goes wrong, or whatever file you spanned is stuffed. J-Bod is just as unreliable, just because when a drive goes, all that data is effectively fluffed, and we've had a fair few go over the years. But I just kept on filling up drives, filling them up and filling them up and filling them up, and to reliably RAID was going to be really expensive. Going back to the accident, just weren't going to happen. We have since tried to come up with a mini solution, which leads to my groove today, right? But the initial steps didn't go quite according to plan. We had a few steps along the way between the server rack and this. Synology, what is it, 720 Plus? Is that what it is? Yeah, DS720 Plus NAS, network attached storage device. 2 drives, not enough. Well, technically 3 drives. There's the one on the top going through USB. We've had Western Digital NASes, obviously my big server array and all that. And the plan was to keep data off of the devices, off of the machines, and keep it all on the NASes. Keep it on the NASes. There was a lot of data and there were problems. The pretty big one, other than lack of storage, the most annoying one, was the return of the MISC file. I'm skipping out loads of stuff. Absolutely buckets of stuff. You know, all these different storage solutions and stuff over the years, but the main one has been J-Bod. And I knock J-Bod, I have knocked J-Bod, but there's one advantage to J-Bod, right? If I needed to do a big project, the project would get its dedicated drive. It would get its own drive, its own disk. If it was a reoccurring drive, it would have a big drive, right? And that was it. If I ever had to do a specific project, like if me and mates were working on something, bam, own disk, color-coded, storage. I've got buckets of them upstairs. But in other cases, J-Bod is such a nightmare to organise. But all of the other stuff that doesn't have its own unique individual drive. And so, as I said, the plan was to get stuff off of the machines, the individual machines, and work off of the NAS over the network. And one time that happened, I had a massive data corruption because reasons, and that was an absolute nightmare. And then we started working on individual machines again, and then when you quickly needed to move stuff off, everything on the network drives, on the servers and things, they were all set up for, you know, documents, videos, photos, and then you'd have like a tree going down of all of the different directories that you'd want to use. So you'd have like current projects, completed projects, and current projects you'd have, You know, it could be a dated directory, title of the directory, or, you know, a year, month, and then have it then dated, titled. So you've actually got it organised, and all of the things within that would have like videos by camera, or photos by camera, separate files for audio, directories for audio, and then, you know, just all of it would be nicely organised. But then you're like, fuck, we've got some stuff going on, we quickly need to clear out this machine. MISC. In it goes, all of it. Just everything's brah, in the thing it goes. My personal files are a mess. And because there's a lot of them. There's just a lot of it. MISC 1, MISC 2, new folder 2, and you're like, oh mate, no. I've got directories on NAS's servers, cloud storage, whatever. It's like, okay, so I've got files from this laptop, that laptop, this micro PC, you know, this thing, that thing, this phone, and it's like, whoa, you had individual files to start with, individual directories to put all this stuff. Why did you not just for a little bit just go, okay, cool, there's the files, drag, drop, there you go. Instead of going, okay, the nightmare really happens when you go, right, I've got stuff on this machine here, and I'm going to transfer that onto this machine here, and that's going to go into MISC, and then from MISC, and the stuff from this machine then gets transferred over onto that machine, which goes into its own MISC folder, and I'm like, Christ, oh my, why? What are you doing? And so that's what I'm now trying to remedy. It's what I'm trying to remedy. I wish I'd been as organised with my stuff as with everyone else's. Oh. And this is why, like, some people who didn't have a huge amount of data back in the day, they got away with just taking photos on their phones, and they went up to iCloud or Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that. But I've got terrors and terrors and terrors of stuff. You know, I've had the opportunity to film in 4K and higher for years, and have big audio files and blah everything, and it wasn't efficient storage wise, and I knew that some kind of chaos would happen, and I'd need to quickly move stuff around, and it would get messy. It's time I fix the mess. That's what this is, and a long 400-hour explanation. Need to clean up that mess. Need to go through all of the different documents folders that are stored for all the different machines that we've been using, and put them into the master documents folder. Take all of the individual video clips and all that and put them into the master video folder. But we have to build a solution big enough to do that. That's it. That's it. Storage. But that also ties into my cutting out the streaming services thing. I would like to build a big enough array to self-host everything. Kind of like how we used to back in the day. Just back in the day you could get away with some CDs or an external hard drive. Now you really do need to have a big array, because files are getting bigger and we're getting more of them, and like I've explained in this mess, that's kind of the point, that it gets messy fast. The plan, the solution, part of it, step the first. Another NAS. Okay, this is a DS 920 Plus and two 8TB Seagate Iron Wolf drives to go into here. Then every 3 months or so, or whenever I can afford it, buy two more 8TB drives to pop into here until it's full. 4 in here, There's 2 in the other one. Then both NASs, grab them. There's an expansion unit for both of these NAS units. There's an expansion unit per unit, and that's a 5-bay unit. So we'd have 9 drives on this one, and 7 drives on the smaller one. After that, and that'll take a wee while because drives are expensive, and I'm not going for capacities higher than 8 at this point, and there is a somewhat reasonable reason for it. After that, grab a bigger NAS, like, is it the DS18, and an expansion unit for that. Populate that with drives, and then start moving content from the 2 and the 4 onto the 8x18, and then I don't know. After that, the solution is to just go bigger and bigger and bigger and repurpose and find other ways. But right now, NAS, drives every 3 months, and then expansion units. Fill, move up to bigger NAS, transfer files to bigger NAS, expand, do. Once the 18's in place and it's full and its expansion bay is full, then I'll move up from 8s. I'll take the 8s that are in the smaller units, because then have become empty, so I've moved all the files over to the DS18, then increase the capacity of the drives in the units, and see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Storage nightmare over. Thing is, space. All this space, storage space, but I don't actually have the space, the physical space, to set this up. So I don't know where it's going to go. My NASs and that used to live in that cupboard. That cupboard's now full. So, oh joy of joys. If it's not one kind of space, if it's not digital space, it's physical space. There is logic somewhere behind the madness as far as the drive capacities go. Alright? 4s and 8s? Why 8s? Why not the bigliest ones? Other than the fact that they're mentally expensive. I don't trust 8s. I barely trust 4s. Drive failures suck balls, and I've had many drive failures over the years. It is soul-crushing, heartbreaking when it happens. Really is, especially if it's something like, I will back it up when I get home, or I will do XYZ when I get home, or when I can, or it'll only have to last this amount of time, and then all of a sudden you hear that, and that's it. Your drive is either done or it's on the way out, or it worked yesterday and then you plug it in the next day, yeah, hit the power button, if your drive has a power button, and nothing. You're like, oh no. But here's the trick. In my experience, 4 terabytes is reasonable. If you catch it early enough, when you get that first sign of a drive going bad, when a drive starts to turn evil, right, if you catch it early enough, 4 teras, with luck, should be okay to move from point A to point B without too much hassle. Capacities over that, much tighter packed platters, much more data, much more time. When a drive's going bad, time ain't something you've got a lot of. So the quicker you can get that data off, the better. And I'm sure in future, higher capacities will come out and they will become more and more reliable, but just, I don't know. I go 8s because I need the extra storage. They're reasonably priced and I need the extra storage. If I went 4s, yeah, they're cheaper, but damn, I'd need like a bajillion of their damn things. So, that's my groove. That's my groove. I'm going to go and sort out the new 4-bay, find a home for it and plug that thing in and get to doing. Hopefully, by end of next year, I'll be able to get the expansions. I know it's a long time to wait, a long time to go. I'll be able to grab the expansions, populate them, and start saving towards something bigger and better. Maybe one day I'll rebuild my own servers, but for now, this is cool. This is good. This is good. When it comes to data protection, you might just find that paying a cloud company, a backup company, will do the job for you. We have done that. We do that. Just, I don't know, it's just still, to me, still just a bit. Still just a bit, If you're just the kind of person who just sits there with your iPhone, cool. If you've got like 30 different cameras and loads of different computers and stuff, I can see that being a bit of a problem. But, if you're literally an iPhone and a laptop, or an iPhone and a camera and a laptop, the cloud stuff will probably do you, but I don't know. I also like playing with this kind of stuff, so. But, it's me done. So, I'm going to head off. So I hope you're well. And I'll see you all, with a bit of luck, in the next one.